Hey everybody, it's Kim Bergen-Jackson, Administrator at Oak Knoll, and I'm taping on Tuesday, April 26, 2022. I hope everyone's doing well. I had a quick trip to Tucson last week, and it's very brown there, very brown indeed, and hot. And I'm off today. I'm off today to the Grand Canyon with my family. So that will also be brown, I believe, and really hot. So, COVID update for Oak Knoll. I wanted to let you know that we do have 3 new positive cases of COVID. This is the most up-to-date information that I have. The cases are in independent living, and I don't think I'm surprising anybody when I tell you they're at Oak Knoll East. And so there are 3 residents in independent living who participated in a coffee hour or a dinner. So they are linked. I believe, as well as I can know, the cases seem to be linked, and we're limited to 3 right now. So the people who are positive are only mildly symptomatic, and of course everybody's boosted and vaccinated, and so they are isolating and wearing masks when they're out, like leaving the community or whatever, if they go out of their apartment. Their spouses are also taking precautions just in case they get COVID as well. You know, it's very contagious once it's in your apartment. Usually it'll be transmitted to the partner you're living with. So my best recommendation right now would be that if you have been notified that you were possibly exposed at that coffee or dinner, that you wear a mask, you test on day 5, and if you have any symptoms, you can test on the day that your symptoms start. It's very possible that it won't go any further. It's just hard to know. There's no risk at the main campus, however, so I don't want people to be worried about that. The individuals who tested positive have not been over here in the time that they would have been contagious. And I think this is our new normal. So people are going to continue to experience COVID out in the community. They're going to continue to test positive, hopefully with mild symptoms only, which are cold symptoms. And then we have testing capabilities here. We can also do the saliva test for the state hygienic lab and confirm the rapid test. And then you're just going to have to quarantine and keep us updated on your health and how you're doing. The nurses will check in with you, but for the most part, I think we're going to continue to see sporadic cases among the residents and the staff moving forward. Luckily for us, we have kept it out of the health center, and we've kept it out of assisted living for a couple, I don't remember when the last case in assisted living was. I'm going to say at least 2 months it's been not in assisted living. So bravo to everybody, still wildly successful in our mitigation strategies. I don't want you to feel bad because we're seeing COVID, because it is all over. It's all over. And, you know, it's ramping up just a little bit. So in keeping my eye on the Johnson County numbers, they have been going up for the past couple weeks, but it's only slightly going up. So 130 cases in a week, and then 160 cases in a week, and now this week it was 203 cases. So it is gradually ticking up. The BA2 variant is becoming more prominent across the nation, and I think it's just a cycle that we're going to cycle through. The difference being that we're protected by the vaccines, and we know what we're dealing with now. We didn't know before, and people are only mildly symptomatic. So if you can think about it from that perspective, Johnson County is a little bit less like the pandemic and more like endemic, and they haven't called it that yet, but they will. Eventually, it's just something we're going to have to learn to live with, like influenza and the common cold. So I'm not saying throw caution to the wind and rip all your masks off and run through crowds of thousands of people, although I know you want to. I'm still going to recommend that you wear masks if you're in a large crowd of people that you don't know very well. Concerts, airplanes. So as I said, I traveled to Tucson last week, and the major airlines have stopped the mask mandate. And I will say I was one of a handful of people that chose to wear a mask. So if you could just be extra careful in situations like that and wear your mask, I think you'll probably keep yourself healthy. There's some debate on the news I'm not paying too much attention to about whether or not masks work. I think we've shown at Oaknall that masks work since nobody in the health center got COVID, knock on wood. So I'm still an advocate for the masks. I still believe in the 6 feet separation if you're with somebody more than 15 minutes, and I'm still choosing to eat with certain people who I feel are following the same precautions that I am. So the Oaknall bubble exists, it's intact, and it's a hardy bubble, but it will have a few nicks along the way. So if you have any questions and you want to talk about COVID, you can always reach out to me. My phone number is 319-466-3014. I will be out of town, however, until Monday. So otherwise, you can reach out to the apartment nurses and they can talk to our director of nursing and we can all figure out the answers together. So I don't want you to worry about that. On the staffing side, we are still working with some challenges in staffing, primarily nursing, dining, and EVS, housekeeping with Josiah. I think we're making progress. I'm making lots of new connections with people I have not connected with in the past. So Iowa Works, Workforce Development, some folks at Kirkwood. So doing everything that we can think of to sort of rally the troops and bring more people into working with older adults. So that's, I think, the bigger problem. It's not just Oaknall, for sure. It's a nationwide problem right now, and lots of people figured out how to work from home during COVID, and good for them if they can do that and not have to pay for childcare or gas expenses, and they can do their job at home. That's great, but it has left us sort of trying to figure out staffing. So be patient with us. We're working as hard as we can, and we're trying to be creative. So if you have ideas about that, let me know. I've reached out to the high schools. I'll talk to anybody. You all know that. So if you have ideas, let me know. Otherwise, I think things are going quite well here. There's a sock hop this week. So get out and dance to the 50s music with your poodle skirts and your, what are those socks called? Bobby socks. And unfortunately, I'll miss that, but I'll be around this summer when we have our block party. So party on, Oaknall, and I will talk to you probably again next week. But if not, I'll see you in 2 weeks. Take care. Thanks for everything you do. See you later.